Welcome to Harry's Harry News, the only fake news source out there, and we're proud of that fact. And that's the only fact you're gonna hear all day. And that lovely intro that I say every single time might actually be a lot more true than I have hoped. Guys, huge wrecking ball amount of information about to happen here. It's gonna shatter your whole worldly view, your whole perspective. It shattered my perspective just earlier today. My jaw dropped when I processed the information that went into this puny little brain. Instead of sidestepping around this pile of shit that I see before myself, I think I'm gonna just trudge right through it. I'm gonna drop the bomb. Guys, I owe Pete and Kyle an apology. These gentlemen right here, I owe them my sincerest, biggest apology. Because I have been lying to you this whole time. It has come to my attention that these gentlemen are not picking which team they think is going to win. That's not what's happening. They're picking which team they think will cover or break the spread. For those of you that aren't as addicted to gambling as I am, if you aren't quite sure what that means, let me explain real quick for you. This negative 2.5 here, that is the spread. That is the sportsbook's projection of how much the team with the negative next to it is going to win against a team that doesn't have the number next to it. So in this sense, the Lions are picked to win by 3 points because the spread is negative 2.5. You can either bet on the Lions covering the spread, so they'll win by a margin more of 3 points, or they won't cover the spread, which means the Lions can either win by 2 or 1 point, or they tie, or the Packers win. So this does mean there's a slight difference in what we're both picking here. I'm over here picking which team's gonna win and which teams are gonna lose. They're over here picking which team's gonna cover the spread. Like the Ravens would be covering the spread with 7-point differential against the Bengals. They have to beat the Bengals by 7 points to cover the spread. Different things, you see, because the Ravens could still win, but by 3 points. And then Kyle and Pete would technically still be wrong for picking the Ravens. Meanwhile, if I pick the Ravens to win this game, I'm right as long as the Ravens have 1 point scored more than the Bengals. You see, we're picking on different things here. And guys, that is my sincerest apology. But can I vouch for myself a little bit? Can I just vouch for myself just slightly, guys, please? In my defense, in my sweet humble defense, let's look back at these guys here. It says Kyle Long and Pete Prisco joined CBS with their picks and best bets for every week 13 game. Guys, it doesn't say here, it doesn't see their picks for the spread. And when you listen to them talk,
I like the Packers in this game. I'm taking the Packers here.
I still really like this Detroit Lions team.
I love what I saw from the Chiefs last week.
I'm going to be picking the Kansas City Chiefs.
so like they don't necessarily say they're picking the spread, right? They're just saying, oh, I'm picking the Chiefs, or I'm picking the Packers, or I'm picking the... Like in my defense, if I'm not keeping out a keen ear, I don't know they're talking about the spread. I think they're just picking teams to win or lose, right? Second of all, in my defense, these guys still suck at picking. No matter if they're picking the spread or they're picking which team to win or lose, these guys still stink at picking. Look at them. Look at the records. All right, so either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one they're picking. They suck at it, and I don't think they should be considered experts if they can't pick right or wrong. They don't know. They don't know. So with all that clear to air, how do we evolve this to compensate and to be in the same structure as before and have the same kind of formatting? Well, my friends, I don't think we change it at all, actually. As a matter of fact, I think things are perfect as is. You see, these guys are the experts. They're the experts, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm a novice. I'm half their age, even maybe a third of their age. Who knows? Who knows how old these guys are? But what I'm saying is these guys are the experts. They've known ball for decades more than I've known, and I'm here. This is like me trying to race in the Olympics, all right? These guys are Olympians, and I'm trying to stick in the race with them as a baby. I'm a toddler, goo goo gaga, you know? I still suck my thumb while these guys are sucking Patrick Mahomes' cock. So I think it's fair. I think that's my little handicap, is that I get to pick which team's gonna win or lose, while they have to pick which team's gonna get the spread. All right, that way we don't have to change the structure. Maybe next season we can format the structure a little bit if we end up doing this next year. But I think things are fair as is. You know, we've already been doing it for weeks on end. Sure, I messed up. I apologize to them as much as I didn't want to do it. But like I said, these guys still suck at picking. And really, my coin analogy that I've been using, that a coin can pick better than them, it would still work for the spread. If I was still flipping this coin for the spread, maybe the answers would be a little bit different, but they'd still relatively be as accurate as a coin flip if you're flipping a coin to pick which team covers the spread. You understand that? Comprende? Alright, let's move on with the show then. As usual, business as usual. Guys, we had a fabulous week of picking. This was probably my best week yet, maybe? Let's take a look. Let's take a deep dive. Typically, this has been on par, on average. If I don't get the Thursday night football right, if I get the pick wrong, my week is shit. So when the Texans beat the Bills, I was like, oh shit, I'm about to have another back-to-back shit week in a row. But no, guys, we went 12-2 on the week 12 picks. We only got this one wrong, Thursday night football, and look at all these green. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's so decent. It's so great. The only one other than that we got wrong was the Eagles and Cowboys game. I turned that game off because the Eagles were up 21-0 at like halftime, right? Like it was crazy. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna watch this. This isn't gonna be a competitive game. Don't get me wrong. I'm a little bit happy the Eagles lost. I don't really care for the Eagles. Sorry, Eagles fans. But I did kind of expect the Eagles to win this one. That's the only two I got wrong. Pretty good week for me. And so let's see where that leaves me. That leaves me almost back in the 80 percentile. We're almost there. We could get there this week. All right. That leaves my wins at 111 to only 66 losses. We are doing pretty great. I'm in the top 300,000 again. And meanwhile, my coin continues to go up. Last week I was at 62 point something percentage. Now I'm at 63.4% with this coin. We're always going up in the ranks. 83 wins to 62 losses, which this week wasn't the greatest, but it was still a positive outcome. We went 8-6, so above 500 on the week. Good enough. My coin struggled a little bit, but hey, we're still trucking along. Still a good week to be a coin that's supposed to be 50-50 accurate. We still went positive. So good job, Abe Lincoln. Props to you. Guys, let's take a look at Kyle and Pete again. Like we said, like we talked about, they're betting on slightly different things on the spread, but look how shitty their weeks were compared to our week. Kyle went 5-8 and Pete went, I think, 7-6. They both got a tie on their spread. I don't know which spread they got an exact tie or a push on, but I don't really care about that. We're just gonna not even look at that extra tie, whatever. It's not even there. They had a really bad week. When really, I thought this was one of the easiest weeks. I mean, I guess there was a lot of close games. Like games were a lot closer and went into overtime than you might have expected. So, but still, we're pulling away. Coin and I are pulling away, and let's look at those stats. I've correctly guessed 111 games correct out of 177, giving me almost 63% accuracy. We're moving back up in that accuracy, closer to that 66% accurate. It takes a lot more wins now to move that accuracy up, but I'm building it up week by week, feeling good. Let's take a look at the coin now. It's at 57% accuracy. It might have slightly gone down. I don't know. I think that's roughly the same it was last week. 57%. Good for my coin. That's still above 50% accurate. That's crazy. And you know what is even crazier? That's more accurate than Kyle and Pete, who after subtracting their best bets, they're actually going to be tied both with only 90 wins out of 177 games, which leaves them just slightly above 50% accurate. These guys are almost at a 51%. They're also almost below a 50% accurate. Guys, these are the experts. These are the experts that you trust to tell you the way. They tell you who to pick, and they can't get it right. They can't get it right more than 51% of the time. Kind of silly, kind of goofy, but yeah, we're feeling good. We're pulling away from Kyle and Pete. The coin is now over 6% more accurate than them, and now I am over 11% more accurate than them. Kind of goofy, kind of silly, kind of loving it. Now guys, I gotta tell you, 2 weeks in a row I'm unable to find the FanDuel power rankings. I think we've scared them out of it. I think they've given up. They can't put out a power rankings that isn't absolute dog shit, so they can't even take it anymore. They can't take the bad PR of them posting power rankings, which is actually super funny. So we have nothing to look at, nothing to go over, goof around with. So I think I'm not going to waste any of your all time. I think it's time we get into my picks. Let's hop right into here to the week 13. Oh my goodness. We got Green Bay Packers versus Detroit Lions. Lions at home. But guys, call me delusional. Call me crazy. Call me a big old Packers cheesehead fan. Because I have belief in my Green Bay. Remember week 1? I don't think that was a fluke. I think that was, yes, we know how to take care of our NFC North opponents. Did you see last week? We killed the Vikings. You know what the Lions did against the Vikings? Fucking lost. They fucking lost. And you know, you could argue that with the Lions beat teams that we lost to as well. But I'm talking about NFC opponents here. We know how to close them out, really. I'm confident in the Green Bay Packers. I think they are vastly underpicked here. 19 out of 80. Whatever, dude. I'm going with Green Bay here. Next, we have Chiefs versus Cowboys. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one. Wow. Oh, I kind of want to go Chiefs here. Oh, this is a tough one. These teams are both vastly, like, they have their weak spots and they have their tough points. And so, Cowboys are at home, but I do think that the Chiefs show a little bit more strength. Let's see it. Let's see the Chiefs taking this one home. And then next you got Ravens versus Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is back, along with Jamar Chase. That will be an interesting game. Because, let's see, there's Ravens, there's Bengals. I think I still want Ravens. I think I still like the Ravens there. But the Bengals did play pretty good against, what was it, the Patriots last week? They still played pretty good. They got a pick 6 on Drake May. Oh, this one's a toughie one. Ravens are at home, though. I might have to go with the Ravens. That's what I'm feeling here. Next up, Eagles versus Bears. These picks are a lot tougher than last week, I'll tell you. Last week was a lot easier, a lot more of a cakewalk. I'm feeling Eagles here. I'm feeling the Eagles will beat the Bears. They've taken good care of the rest of the NFC North. I don't think the Bears will be an exception here, as long as their offense can figure out how the point system works. And then you got 49ers versus Browns. I'm tired of underestimating the 49ers. I understand they're a good team now. I think 49ers will take this one against the Browns. They'll sit Shadur Sanders down. They'll quiet him up, at least for another week. Then next you got Jaguars versus Titans. I'm sorry, Titans. I'm sorry. But Jaguars, even though they didn't play their best ball last week, and the Titans actually held on pretty good against the Seahawks, I think being realistic here, Jaguars beat the Titans 99 times out of 100. And then Colts versus Texans. Ooh, what a matchup. I'm feeling Colts here. Colts are still a very strong team, and the Texans are showing promise, beating the Bills and everything. I don't think this is as easy as it may have seemed like 3 weeks ago for picking, but I think Colts could beat this out. And then Saints versus Dolphins. The Dolphins have been showing a lot of promise, especially coming off bye week. I think Dolphins feel better than the Saints right now. Falcons versus Jets? What? Oh, I guess Falcons, but I don't feel good about this. None of these feel like absolutes to me, you know? None of these feel completely like I'm sold on them. But moving on, we got Cardinals versus Tampa Bay. Oh, why did I not feel sold on this one either? I guess Tampa Bay feels right. It does, I guess. They lost so bad to the Rams last week that I'm like, are you actually shit? Is Baker Mayfield playing this weekend? I don't know. But also the Cardinals are kind of shit. I don't think there's a single game that I felt like so confident on. Other than this one, I feel Rams. I feel Rams all the way on this. And then Seahawks. Seahawks feel good against the Vikings. Ooh, and then Bills versus Steelers. Ooh, I feel Bills. I feel the Bills. I'm feeling the Bills. And then I'm feeling Chargers over Raiders. And then Broncos over Commanders. Yep, that feels right. Is Jackson Dart or Jameis Winston playing? Because they're both kind of crazy with it. And the Patriots, they struggled against the Bengals a little bit. I hate to say it. But it's still the Patriots, still Drake May. And like always, like every week, they're going to score 45 points. Guys, these picks, this might be a tough week for me. I'm hoping I'm feeling the vibes. But maybe the coin will do better than me. Maybe the coin will do better. Let's see. So as I just said, it's your favorite time of the video. It's time for my coin to pick who's gonna win each game of the week. Like always, heads is the home team and tails is the away team. Let's see what Mr. Lincoln has in store for this week. Mr. Lincoln, we're going Lions off the bat. Okay, I hate you, but I love you. I love you same time. And 2 heads, 2 home teams in a row. We're going Cowboys over Chiefs. You know, I don't think any of these picks I'm going to hate, really. I think it's really a toss-up. any of these, so this might be where the coin excels at. Picking Bengals over the Ravens is a choice, and you're allowed to make that choice. But how do you feel Eagles versus Bears? You're feeling the Bears? Really? Okay. I think this is 4 completely opposite picks of me so far. Unlike weeks beforehand when the coins picked exactly to me, he's picked exactly opposite so far. Even with this pick, he's picking the Browns. I went 49ers. Hey, Blinken, are we off? Are our vibes off here? Nope, you picked the Jaguars. Okay. No one has faith in the Titans, at least equally. No one has faith in the Titans. Then you're picking Colts. All right, we're feeling the same again. We're feeling the same vibes. We're going heads one more time. We're going Dolphins. Yep, I agree. Can agree more. Now the coin has agreed with me 4 times in a row. All right, the first 5 picks were against me, and then the last 4 picks have been with me. So coin, what's it gonna be? Buccaneers or Cardinals? It's gonna be the Cardinals. Okay. No, you're allowed to think that. He's picking the Cardinals here, and then where are we thinking? We're thinking Rams. Yeah, we're thinking Rams. And then it's gonna be a heads. We're gonna pick Seahawks over Vikings. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't hope more. And then Bills over Steelers. And then we're feeling Chargers over Raiders. And then it's going to be Broncos over Commanders. Okay, I'm liking this last half. Except the Giants over the Patriots. I mean, I wish. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be a little bit baller. But that's going to be my coins picks. We're going to go with a funny little 69 to be the amount of points scored on Monday Night Football. Guys, I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Like I said, I apologize to Pete and Kyle. I've been dragging your names through the mud, and I apologize completely. That's my bad. I'm sorry, but also you guys suck at picking either way. You guys do suck at picking either way. I'm not sorry about that. That's just the truth. Guys, thank you for watching so much. Please subscribe if you think green bean casserole is underrated as a side. I don't think it's the best side. I think it's greatly underrated. I think green bean casserole needs to be less underrated. All right? Please subscribe if you agree. Let me know what your picks are down below. Maybe I'll read them. Maybe I'll say, hey, you're dumb. Maybe I'll say that. And that's okay. That's okay, because we'll be dumb together. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.